I paid the $30,000 tax bill the day before it was due, as if hoping for a miracle client like a Jeff Bezos to come along and ask me to make an Amazon podcast and pay me well for it. Jeff never replied to my email. I pulled every dollar I'd planned to use to fund the next 6 months of operation, and I gave it to Uncle ScoMo. This is Session in Progress. My partner Emily, who we're going to hear from on the next episode, gave me this, an A3 leather-bound business diary. I'm holding it up right now. I started writing on it the very first page on a really bad day. That much I know. I haven't read this in 18 months. Hand on my heart, this is the first time I've even looked at this first page since that moment. I remember writing it though. I was sitting in the hotel reception at Crown Towers in Melbourne, about to head into a client's morning event. My stomach was in knots. I felt like I was stuck to the couch as it was time to leave. Tuesday, the 6th of September, 2022. The first day I write in this journal might be one of my business's last. I haven't been sleeping well. Last night in bed by 9 p.m. and awake at 1 a.m. till 4 a.m., unable to switch off my brain. I tend to lose sleep depending on how much money is in the company account. Currently, it's around $5,000. I still haven't and don't plan on paying myself anything from the company because I have my personal savings, which should see me through to next year. As I write this, the word should screams at me off the page. I should know exactly how far my dollar gets me, especially as that's my biggest concern. This week, I need to weather the storm and finish off my edits of Beep, Secret Podcast, and Remarkable Insights, which is a client podcast who we're actually going to have on a future episode as well. So stay tuned for that. They really changed my business forever. Getting those up to date will therefore be my priorities workload-wise, which will allow me to focus on setting up proper work and personal budgets and maybe even proactive sales. This company can run on the smell of an oily rag. I've just got to understand that's not sustainable or successful. True. I'm still kind of running off the oily rag to this day. I look at my accounts and see how long I have left. I don't want to lose sleep. I want to sleep soundly. Yeah, that was the first page. Maybe I should read this page as well. I can't even remember writing this. So this was 21 days later, Tuesday the 27th of September. Once again, I didn't even know this existed, so obviously I wrote it, but yesterday, today, and this week feels defining for the business. Oh, that's good. Positive. Far out. About time. Uptick. We've got 3 potential sales out at the market that we desperately need. Oh, God, adjectives of emotion. Definitely need us to keep us afloat. Otherwise, I'm injecting my personal savings into the business, which is money I use to pay for rent, food, bills, insurances, car services, etc. for my family. So it makes everything scary. The 3 contracts are, and they're all based around the podcast Listenable, a 6-month contract, 3-month contract, and a 1-month contract. If I can secure one of the larger contracts, I'll feel overwhelmed with the relief, not only to be able to pay staff and rent, but to stamp my belief that it's possible. Today, I found myself drowning in the logistics of emails. Contract creation for beep. Literally wasted $1,500 on that. Business insurances, 6 different PDFs. Management insurance, cyber, indemnity. I fucking hate it so much and it drains away my passion for creating. I'm stressed waiting for the outcomes of these sales. Please work out. Sheesh. I'll tell you that none of them worked out. All 3 of those contracts, didn't go through. But somehow we kept afloat. I'm not sure how, but I did inject my own personal savings into the company, but I did then pay myself back out for it. So I never paid myself in the first year of operation, which is like, and I remember I hated reading that because now I look back on it and it's totally the wrong adage because you become a bit complacent, I believe. But, you know, you hear that whole idea of like people who have startups, it's like eating ramen off the floor of their parents' bedroom. I was 34 years old with a family. I couldn't do that. I literally had other mouths to feed. And that was my savings. I also couldn't inject that money into it for the reasons that I said. But yeah, I don't like that. There's this adage of like startups, you don't pay yourself for a certain amount of time. And I just listened to people around me who said that. They were like, oh, it's all good. Yeah, that's how it always starts. I don't think that's the case. I think, you know, if you set yourself goals from the start and you have business knowledge, which I didn't and pretty much don't, you shouldn't be in that position. So that's all I'll read from this journal. But there is one, Friday, October 28th. What's the first sentence of that? We feel like at the moment we're on a slow incline of a roller coaster, which is fantastic. Oh, okay, that's good. Maybe I'll read this one out at a bit of a positive. I thought that was going to be negative. That's not bad. 2022. Okay. So Amelia's like 5 months into employment. We'll get to Amelia's episode soon. We feel like at the moment we are on that slow incline of the roller coaster, which is fantastic. But then I remember that's just the machine lugging my heavy butt upwards before the inevitable fast downward trajectory. Hell, I'm dramatic. The pages that follow don't paint a pretty picture for the business either, but that's for future episodes. So far, these 3 episodes, you might be thinking, crikey, this is grim. So it's time to start painting a brighter picture about From Your Pocket on the next episode of Session in Progress.
It was your idea. You built it. You're running it. Like, I'm so proud of you and I'm totally back you, but I don't think...
I'll use this in the divorce.
I don't...
Hear that,
well,
lawyers?
we're not married yet.
Okay. Episodes are dropping every week till we catch up till today. If you liked this episode, then give our new podcast page a follow. It's at session.in.progress, where we can talk all things podcasting. And no, we're not starting to GoFundMe.